Hi guys, hello, it's Colleen. Welcome to today's topic. So today is Wednesday, October 3rd. So if you're watching this video today, I want you to make sure that you saw yesterday's video first. In yesterday's video on October 2nd, I explained the overview of what we're talking about, okay? So today I'm going to go into a little bit more details when I talk about Island A Challenger and Island A Coach. I showed you those on the video the other day. Who are these people? What does Island A even mean? What the hell's going on? Okay? So, again, this series are for those of you who have told me you want to build a business, okay? So what I'm showing you between yesterday, today, and tomorrow is going to set the stage for the next 90 days, okay? What I'm asking from all of you is that you give me 30 minutes a day from Monday to Friday. That's it, 30 minutes a day from Monday to Friday with consistent action that I'm going to give you a little checklist. I'm even going to do a video and show you exactly what to do. I'm going to basically hold your hand between now and the next 90 days, okay? So that by Christmas, you have a great foundation for your business and that you have earned at least $500 by Christmas, if not more, okay? And more importantly, is going to set you up perfectly for January when the new season starts and everyone wants to start something. You're going to be the first person they think of, okay? So today we're going to talk about Island A Challenger and Island A Coach. They may not be the same person, they might be. What is Island A? What does that even mean? So you have to think of two islands. There's Island A and there's Island B. Island A is the person that's struggling right now. So that's probably you before you found Beachbody, okay? So Island A is what you are struggling with, what you were going through, what you were thinking about, what were your objections. Because whatever yours were, it's going to be the same for whoever you're talking to, okay? Island B is you've gotten results. You're where you want to be, okay? The boat from Island A to Island B, the boat that gets the person from A to B is you, okay? What you can offer them, how you help them get over to where the results they want to be at, okay? You may not be there yourself. That's totally okay, but you know where you want to be at. You know the end result. You know your goal you're working towards, okay? So today I'm going to help you by asking yourself a few questions, come up with a list of your Island A Challenger, okay? So what I'm going to do is I have my list here of Challenger and Coaching. I'm going to go through them with you, and then I will write them out and I will post them under this video so that you can go back through and look at them. When you start doing this exercise, it's going to start bringing up a lot of thoughts and you're just going to start spitballing them. That's why I have a huge list up on my wall here, and I could probably even add more to that, okay? So where do you want to start with your Island A Challenger? This person, really, you want to be attracting like-minded people to your groups because you want to work with people who are like you, who are similar to you, that you connect with on some level other than health and fitness, right? So ask yourself, first of all, who are you? Are you a wife, mom, dog mom? Who are you? Sister, daughter, who are you? Okay? The next question is, what's your life like? Are you a workaholic? What do you do for a living? Do you have kids? How many kids do you have? Are you busy with after school activities? Like, what is your life like? Hey, Tracy. So you really got to think about, what is it about you? What are your favorite activities to do? What are your favorite pastimes? What are your hobbies, right? Do you have pets? What kind of pets? Think about all those things. So really, first of all, write out who you are. Who are you? What are you all about, right? What are you all about first? Because the person you're talking to is going to be very similar to that, okay? Then the next step you want to go into is you want to start asking yourself some questions about, what did you struggle with before before you joined Beachbody, before you started your very first program, before you ever heard of Beachbody, what were you struggling with? What was your struggle? And this is where you have to get specific. The more specific you can get answering these questions, the better, okay? So, what was your nutrition like? And don't just say your nutrition was shitty. Get into details about your nutrition. What was your nutrition like? What were you eating like? Were you eating a lot of takeout? Were you eating a lot of processed foods? Were you relying on frozen dinners? What was your nutrition like? What did you really struggle about? Were you Googling things on the internet about nutrition? What was that? What were you Googling? What were you, if you were on Instagram or Facebook, who were you looking for? Who were you following? Who was inspiring you? What were you paying attention to? Did you know how to count calories? Did you know how to read food labels? Did you know about macros? Like, get very, very specific, okay? What were some of your bad habits? Now, this is a big one because a lot of people don't like talking about their bad habits when it comes to food out loud. What were your bad habits? Me, I was a binge eater. I ate when I got stressed. And when I eat, when I say I ate, I mean I ate. I would eat like a 14-inch pizza to myself. I would drink a box of wine on the weekends. Like, I would overcompensate, right? I had the bad habit of not eating all day. I would go all day without eating and then be so hungry come like 6, 7 o'clock at night that I would eat everything in sight, right? I had a bad habit of, I used to, I don't do this anymore, but I'm a boredom eater too, right? If I'm bored, I fucking eat. I either eat or I drink if I'm bored. So I used to go to the kitchen, and I remember this clearly. I'd go into the kitchen, I would stand there, and I would start opening up every cupboard. And I would just stand there and stare into the pantry. I would just stand there and stare into the cupboard waiting for something to jump out at me, right? Or I'd hold the fridge door open and just stand there and stare at it. I don't know how many times Dave used to ask me, like, what are you looking for? And I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really want anything, but I want something. If that makes sense. I'd be like, I don't really want anything. I'm not really hungry, but I could eat something if it was put in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, what were your bad habits, okay? What when it came to, like, clothing shopping? What was it like to go clothing shopping for you? Did you love clothing shopping? Did you dread it? Did you, like, stay away from it? I used to love clothing shopping. Love, love, love going shopping for clothes, okay? Loved it. And then when I gained all my weight, I couldn't even bring myself to go because I was not willing to go up in my pant size. I wasn't willing to face that fact that I had to go up a pant size. I wasn't willing to go in there. I saw all these cute clothes on these girls and I couldn't wear them because my hips and thighs were so fucking big. I couldn't even pull the pants up over my thighs. Do you know how degrading that feels when you go in to pull on a pair of jeans and you can't get them up over your goddamn thighs? Like, used to make me feel so bad about myself. Loved those, all the, you know, the knee-high boots that everyone wears. I could never wear those because my calves were too thick and I could never zip up. I used to get embarrassed when I would try those boots on in the stores and that. You know, the girl would come over and ask how everything's going, and here I am trying to get the zipper up. I can't even get the zipper up over my calf, right? I'd be like, oh, I'm good, thanks, and then walk out of the store embarrassed, right? Like, what was shopping like for you? What were those moments like? What was your fitness like before you started with Beachbody? Like, what was that like? Were you embarrassed to go to the gym? Did you want to go to the gym or watch people at the gym and think I'd love to be able to do that, but you can never bring yourself to do that? You know, like, I used to love watching people in fitness classes because the fitness classes look so much fun. And I tried one once and I was so uncoordinated. Like, it was embarrassing. I was so embarrassed I never went back. I couldn't bring myself to go back. Like, just couldn't do it. Cravings. What kind of cravings do you have? Are you a carb person? Do you crave a lot of carbs? Do you crave chocolate? What is it that you used to crave, right? What are those cravings for you? Were you an emotional eater, a binge eater, a stress eater? What kind of eater are you? Have you done any other programs in the past? What have you done before? Was it successful? Wasn't it successful? Right? So really, really think about you. Think about where you were before you started all this. What was it that you were struggling with? And I'm going to tell you, you've got to get specific. Very, very specific. The more specific you can get about this, the better for you. Okay? So really make sure you break all that down. So when you think about what your fitness was like before, really break it down, right? So it's really, you're going to get a lot of one answer is going to lead to another answer, to another answer, to another answer. It's just going to keep going, right? Another things, what were your doubts? Like you couldn't, like what was holding you back basically? What was it? Like, were you the type of person that kept saying, oh, I wish I could lose 10 pounds. I wish I could lose 10 pounds. I wish I could lose 10 pounds. Like always talking about it, but yet never actually doing anything about it. Why? What was that excuse for you? Were you using time as an excuse? Money? You were just too busy? Like what, or was it like, oh, I can't do that right now. There's a wedding coming up. There's this, there's vacation. Like what was it, right? And what was it that you really, like, what was it that you wanted, right? Like, so think first, when you looked in the mirror, when you used to look at yourself in the mirror, how did you feel about yourself when you looked in the mirror? How did you feel about yourself? Okay. For me, I was disgusted by myself. I couldn't believe that I let myself get this way. Like, I didn't want to be physically touched. I didn't want to be naked. You know, I used to wear sweaters to hide my stomach. Like, think about all those things. Make sure you're writing them all down. And then think about, what was it that you wanted though? Like, how did you want to feel? What was it that you did want to get to? Right? Like, you know, were you the type of person that said, oh, if I only lost these 20 pounds, I'd feel like this. If I only could lose these 20 pounds, I'd be so much happier. If I only lost these 20 pounds, I could do that. Were you someone who said those things to yourself? Write that down. Everything that comes to your mind, start writing it down, writing it down, writing it down, okay? Now, the next piece to all of this is, how did you hear about Beachbody? How were you introduced to Beachbody? Did you watch somebody on Facebook? Like, did you watch your coach on Facebook? Did you watch a couple of people, you know, from afar? Were you stalking some people and watching them get results? What was it? What was going through your mind? What doubts did you have about Beachbody? What objections did you have before you signed up with Beachbody? You know, like if you waited 6 months before you started, what were you dragging your feet on? Why didn't you join right away when you were asked? What did you keep stalling about? What were your excuses? Why? Okay. So I want you to really go in there. I'm going to go over a couple of things. So if I can do this again, I'm going to go over a few things like what I've written down on mine again. Okay. So like for me, I used to skip meals. I used to think that, you know, eating a good lunch was good enough. Like if I had a nice big salad at lunch, that was enough, right? Eating healthy, I thought was, when I think about eating healthy, I automatically thought about salads and chicken and rice, right? Like totally bland types of food. I didn't understand what portion control was. I was obsessed with the scale. I was scared to eat more food. I was really the type of person that totally underate. Like I would drink coffee all morning and then like have one meal at supper and then I'd binge eat all night, right? Like just crazy. I didn't know what macros meant, you know, counting calories, how to read a label. I didn't know any of that stuff, right? I didn't know any of that stuff. I thought I did. I definitely was a person that was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I don't need any help, thanks, right? I was that type of person. Tried to lose the weight in the past. I did Weight Watchers. I thought it was super overwhelming with their tracker and trying to plug the food in and figure out how many points it was. I thought that was way too overwhelming. I became way too food obsessed and couldn't do it. I've done fat burners in the past. I stress eat, bored and I eat, right? I don't really know how to cook, so I avoid the kitchen. Like I used to write down here, I used to eat all of the like the frozen healthy dinners, like the Weight Watchers and Smart Ones and all that, thinking that was healthy. I used to eat out 3 or 4 times a week. You know, I really wanted to lose the weight, but I was scared and ashamed to ask for help. I didn't know how to cook, right? So I ate a lot of pre-made dinners. I assumed those healthy dinners from the frozen food section were good. I assumed that all the low fat, zero fat, high protein, low carbs were good for me, right? I used to think about going to the gym, but again, you know, it was too much. It was too overwhelming for me. I thought everyone was staring at me. I was embarrassed of myself in front of people. I didn't want people to laugh at me, right? I didn't understand how a group would help me. Like when I was first approached, I didn't know how a group would help me. I was like, I'm working out in the gym. I'm working with a personal trainer. I don't see how this is going to help me. You know, how, like I said, I had that know-it-all, that I knew what I was doing type of attitude, right? So you got to also think to yourself, okay, let me put my phone back on the little stand again. See if I can get it on there. Okay. So I want you to also ask yourself, okay, once you get all that done, then the next question to ask yourself is going to be, how, I'm writing this down, how has a challenge group helped you? How has being in a challenge group helped you? What have you found from the challenge group? Have you found new friendships? Have you found that it really did help you be accountable? Did you learn some things about, you know, following the meal plan that's really helped you stay on track better? Did you find that being on a meal plan made it super easy for you, that you didn't have to worry about calorie counting anymore or figuring out macros or any of that junk? Like, how did the challenge group help you? Okay, you need to know how it helped you, because that's going to be another way that you're going to be able to connect with people when you talk about your challenge groups. Okay, so those are some questions you can ask yourself for a challenger, right? What things you need to be talking about. You need to be talking about like objections. What kind of objections are you hearing right now? What kind of objections did you have? You know, how has the challenge group helped you? Has it helped you stay accountable? Has it helped you keep going? Have you been able to do this longer than anything else you've ever done? Have you found your most success on this, right? Those are all things that are going to help you be able to talk about this, okay? All right, next. Next is talking about a coach, okay? How do we, because I find a lot of people struggle with talking about the coach opportunity and how do they talk about it, okay? So again, we're going to do the same exercise when it comes to talking about a coach. Because again, that person, you've got to remember, the person you're talking to is you before you signed up for Beachbody. Before you even knew what Beachbody was, think about where you were a year ago, 2 years ago. That's the person you want to be talking to, okay? So, when it comes to coaching, you got to think to yourself, when you first heard the word coach, what was your first reaction? How did you react to hearing about the word coach? You know, when your coach said to you, hey, I think you'd be a great coach, have you ever considered it? What was your first reaction? What was that reaction? Okay. Did you know, before they even asked you, did you know about coaching? Did you know anything about coaching before you signed up as a coach? How did you sign up as a coach? Were you a challenger first and then upgraded to a coach? Were you a challenger, got invited to a sneak peek, saw a couple of sneak peeks, how it worked, then signed up as a coach to coach? How did that come about for you? Okay. What was your biggest worry before you became a coach? What were you worried about? What were your self-doubts? What were you doubting? Okay, what were those things? And again, don't just say, I was worried about posting on Facebook. Okay, why were you worried about posting on Facebook? Okay, I worried that I wasn't good enough. Okay, well, why did you worry you weren't good enough? Why did you feel you weren't good enough? Make sure you go a little deeper than just the surface answer here. Answer it and then ask yourself one more question. Why did you feel that way? Okay, you've got to get into the emotion part of this. Okay, What were you struggling with? Like before you signed up as a coach and you didn't really know if you wanted to do this or not, what were you struggling with? And not even that, but think about this before you signed up as a coach. Like, I didn't realize this before I signed up as a coach, but before I signed up as a coach, I was really lonely. I was lonely. I did not have a lot of adult female friends. I was looking for those types of friendships where I could go out for coffee with people, go on a weekend away like we're going to do in a couple of weeks, go on a weekend away together, have lunch together, talk to each other like we do. I was missing that. I didn't have that in my life, and that's what I wanted. I was craving that. I was craving that positive environment, that friendship, that space where I could say anything, be myself, say anything, and it would be okay, right? People understood what I was saying. I was craving that type of space, and that's what Beachbody has given me, right? So what were you looking for? Maybe you didn't realize before you signed up as a coach that you were looking for something. I think a lot of us, so for me, I'll go back to myself again. It's hard to explain this, but like in the evenings, I used to sit and I was bored, right? But it wasn't that I was bored as in with my life. Like, I love my life. I love Dave. I love what we're building here together. I love our life. But at the end of the day, when I was sitting there staring at TV, I was like, is this it? Like, could there be more? I want to be part of something. I want more. And it's okay for us to want more. It's okay for us to have a great life and still want more. We are taught in this world that it's not okay. People will look at us and be like, what, you're not happy with what you got? Right? Like, it's okay to want more out of life. It's okay to want to be a part of something. It's okay to want to push yourself and challenge yourself and do something new. That's okay, right? So what were you looking for? Were you looking for something like that? Were you looking to be a part of something? And maybe right at this moment, you don't know that answer. But as time goes on, you might develop that why deep down, I didn't realize this, but I joined because of this. It's given me this, right? So what attracted you to your coach? When you first started watching your coach and watching what they were doing, what attracted you to them? Okay, think about that. What attracted you to them? Why did you sign up to be a coach? So you were asked to be a coach. Maybe you were like, you had some doubts about it. What were those doubts? Why didn't you sign up to be a coach? How long did it take you to sign up to be a coach? And then when you did sign up to be a coach, why? What was that factor that you went from doubting yourself or not sure to saying, yes, okay, I'm going to sign up as a coach? What was that? Okay? What do you hope this business can do for you and your family? Like, what do you hope it can do for you? Right? Like I said, for me, it's that financial freedom piece, giving me that freedom of time to go and travel and do the things I want, pay off my debt. Like, I would love to flip houses. That takes some money in the bank to be able to do that, right? Like, I would love to be able to do that. What is it that you want to do? Listen, there's a lot of people out there that love their job. There's a lot of people out there that don't like their job. When I started this, had a job I loved. But I started this because I knew my day job was a project and was going to end, and I needed something to fall back on. Then I moved to a job where I didn't like it. I didn't like the environment I was in. I didn't like the people around me. And this gave me an outlet. It gave me a positive outlet in my life. And it gave me the opportunity to build an income so I could walk away from that job. Now, there's other people who love their job. They love their job. They love the people they work with. And that's great. You don't have to leave your job. But maybe you would love to, instead of working 5 days a week, maybe you'd love to work 4 days a week so that you have 1 day a week to go build something that you want to go do. Like, maybe you have a project that you want to go do. Maybe you want to flip houses too and want to have a day off to go do that. Like, What is it, right? Everybody has something that they want to work towards. Maybe it's putting money away for retirement. Maybe it's just having some extra money to pay for vacations. Maybe it's having some extra money to build a new house, right? Like, buy a house, whatever that is for you. What is that? What are you hoping to have this become for you? Okay? What message would you like people to know? Like, what's the message you want people to know, right? So, for me, it's that message that you can come from bankruptcy, not believing in yourself, to being a 2-time university dropout, to be able to do this business and succeed at it. This business does not discriminate on your background. Okay? This business does not discriminate on your background. You can come from absolute nothing and build a 6-7 figure business if you want to. Right? It can be whatever you want it to be. So what's the message you want to leave for women? For me, I want to empower them. I want people to know they can be empowered by this and change their life, change their financial futures of their life and their family's lives. So again, you know, I talked about this, when you first heard of the word coach, what were your thoughts? What were your objections? How long before you signed up? So the next one is, so again, this goes back to, who are you? Do you work a full-time job right now? Okay, if you do work a full-time job right now and you have kids and you do activities, how then do you work this business? How much time do you spend working this business? What did you give up to work this business? Like, when I first started this business, I gave up watching TV at nighttime because I was just watching reruns. It was a waste of my time. It wasn't doing anything to build my future. It wasn't doing anything to better myself. Whereas doing this in its place was way more fun. I was able to help people change their lives. Like, it was way more rewarding than sitting and watching an hour's worth of TV. That was probably a rerun, right? So, like, I don't understand people. I just saw someone now tell me that they stayed up till 3 a.m. watching Netflix. They stayed up till 3 a.m. watching Netflix. But that same person tells me they don't have time to work out, or they don't have time to work this business. If you're staying up till 3 a.m. to watch Netflix, your life is never going to change. You got to change something within your daily behavior to change your life, right? And that means sometimes you have to sacrifice something. If that means you got to get up 30 minutes earlier in the morning to work this business because what you want in your future means something to you, then that's what you got to do. You got to get up 30 minutes earlier to work the business to get to where you want to go. That's life. Whatever you want in life, you got to work for it, which means you got to be willing to put in the time to get to where you want to go. I can't sugarcoat that, okay? So how do you balance it? How do you balance your work life, your family life, and this business? And if that is something right now, you're gonna say to me, I'm actually struggling with that right now. I don't know how I balance it. I'm gonna tell you something. You have to learn how to time block. You've got to learn to set a schedule for yourself and time block, okay? So when I was working full time, that's why I got up so early in the morning. You don't have to do what I do. I'm not telling you got to do what I do. I'm just telling you what I did, okay? So I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning so that I could do my workout, which was 80 Day Obsession, which was 1 hour workouts. But it gave me time to do my workout, and it gave me time to work my business before anybody else got up and before I left for work. Which meant, if I went to work and had a shitty day, got home and Dave wanted to go do something, or there was something going on that I wanted to go do, I could go do it and know that one, I got my workout done, and one, I've worked my business, so I don't got to worry about it tonight. Instead, what everyone does is they push it off to the end of the day. It gets to be 10, 11 o'clock at night, and you're like, I'm just going to go to bed instead of work my business. And then you wonder why you don't get ahead in the business. Oh, you're not making it a priority, right? I'm not saying that this business is more of a priority than your family or spending family time. But if you want to spend family time, that's great. If you're the type of person that says, I would love to have more time to spend with my family, I would love to have more time to spend with my family, this business will provide that if you work it now, which means if you get up 30 minutes earlier in the morning before everybody else gets up, that's the perfect uninterrupted time to work your business, so that at nighttime when you get home from your day job, you actually have all evening to spend with your family, and this business isn't interrupting that. Do you see what I mean? Those little tweaks make a big, big difference. Or spend all evening with your kids. When the kids go to bed, spend a half an hour working your business before you go to bed. So it means if instead of going to bed at 10:30, you go to bed at 11, then so be it. Okay? Because those 30 minutes have the power to change your life if you let it. But you have to be willing to put the time in. Okay? And then again, it goes to coaching. What has it done for you? So being a coach, being part of the team, what has coaching done for you? Okay? So for some of you, you're brand new. You may not have a success story to share right now. You may not have a paycheck to share right now. You may not have that. But you have everything else we just talked about. All the other stuff. Because when people think about, oh, when I share about coaching, you think, oh, well, I don't have any success I can share with people, or I don't have an income right now to share with people. It's not about that. It's about everything else we just talked about. Being a part of a community, finding friendships you never thought you would have, things that you wish you could have done and now you can do. The personal development alone, how that's helping you personally grow as a person and make you a better person. How has that helped you? Right? If you have earned a paycheck, like tomorrow's Thursday. If you get a paycheck tomorrow, do you know how simple it would be to take a picture like this, of you holding your power bill or your cable bill, holding that, and talking about how your weekly check from your coaching job, you can't believe how your weekly paycheck from your coaching job was enough to pay for your power bill this month. That says a lot, because people see that and go, holy crap, this is a job. She is making enough money to pay her power bill? Wow. Because everyone knows how big our power bills are, right? Like, those are the things how you can be sharing about coaching, right? Coaching is so much more than just simply signing up for a discount or whatever. And ask yourself that. Like I say, when I signed up to coach, I signed up because I just wanted to lose 40 pounds and I wanted the discount. That's why I signed up. I started helping people come join me in a group, one, because it was more fun. I had way more fun. I was holding myself accountable because I had friends doing it with me, and I realized I could earn some money to pay for my Shakeology. That's why I kept going. And as I kept going, my income every month kept going up. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to keep doing this because my income keep going up. It was exciting, right? So what is it? What has it done for you? So if you get a paycheck tomorrow, then share about that. But it's not always about money. For some people, they might want to join the coaching opportunity because of financial reasons, right? Maybe for some people, it's about being part of a positive community. Maybe it's about having friendships. Maybe they could really benefit from personal development. A lot of people I didn't even know what personal development was until I did this, okay? But it's helped me tremendously. And now when I see other people I'm talking to them, my first thought is, man, you could use some personal development. Like, seriously. So you can, when it comes to the coaching opportunity, you can never, never, never discount who it could help. There could be someone out there right now that you think has it all. You know, they've got a good job, they've got a, nice house, they've got it all. But behind closed doors, they could be miserable. They could be wanting to be a part of a community, a part of something positive. They could want that. You don't know until you ask, right? This opportunity has the power to change someone's life financially. Could financially change people's lives. We have an obligation to share that with people. Okay? So don't hold back when it comes to the coaching opportunity. All right? So that's where you, so that's it. So I had 2 big pieces of paper. You've seen my 2 big pieces of paper. One's for a challenger, one's for a coach, and who I talk to. Now, one thing to remember, the best coaches start out as challengers. The best coaches start out as challengers. So even if you invite someone to the coaching opportunity and they say, I'm not really interested in the coaching opportunity, then the next step is, well, you know what? How about we just look at getting you started as a challenger and we'll go from there, right? Because you want them to be the best challenger in your group. So if you have anyone in your groups right now that are killing it as challengers, then you better be asking them if they want to become a coach, if they want to upgrade to become a coach. You got to invite them to a sneak peek. Send them the coach opportunity video. You've got to be talking to them. Put them in a 3-way conversation with me after you've sent them a coach opportunity video. Don't blindly put people in a conversation with me if they don't really know if they're interested or not, right? But you've got to be asking people. You've got to. Because if you never ask anybody, the answer is always going to be no. Same goes for a challenge group. If you never invite someone to join you in a challenge group, the answer will always be no. Because you never ask them. And if they don't sign up with you, guess what? They'll sign up with somebody else who asked them. Okay? So don't hold these things back. All right? You have the opportunity to change someone's life both physically, from a health standpoint, and financially. So don't hold that back. That's a gift that you can give somebody. So that's your homework for today. Your homework for today. I will post some of these questions in the group. Watch the video though. I'll post that in there too. Just make sure you go back and watch the video for the questions. Write them down because there's questions that I just said on this video that I don't have written down here on my paper. I will write some of these questions down so you have a jumping point. And your homework is to get a piece of paper and start writing all this stuff out. Okay, start writing it out. You've got to do this activity right now because it's going to help you with what tomorrow's video is going to be about. Okay, so what tomorrow's video is going to be about is we're going to actually get a calendar. So make sure tomorrow you come with a calendar, a monthly calendar, and we're going to start planning out your month. Okay, so what happens is you're going to plan out your month, and then we'll plan out the next few days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, what you're going to do. And then every Sunday for the week that's ahead, you're going to plan out what your posts are going to be so that there's no more thinking about, I don't know what to post today. I don't know what to post. It will literally, once you plan out your week, it will literally take you all of 2 minutes to make a post. Everybody's got time for that, all right? And besides that, whatever post you make on your personal page, you can use that post in your challenge group too, so that it makes it even easier for you. Okay? My job, again, as your coach, is to push you, challenge you, and to really challenge your excuses. Challenge what's holding you back. Okay? This is a simple plug and play. It really, really is. This is a copy and paste kind of job. It's a plug and play. It's a learn as you go. There is nothing complicated about coaching. Nothing. It's up here. It's our own thoughts and us overthinking it that makes it complicated, okay? So honestly, if you're struggling financially, here's your chance. Here's the opportunity to change that, right? There's 2 ways to sign up as a coach. They can either pay the $40 coach fee, $40 or $45 coach fee in Canada here. I think it's $40 in the US and I think it's $45 in Canada here. They can pay the $45 coach fee to sign up as a coach, or they can get a challenge pack and sign up as a coach, okay? If they sign up with the $45 to sign up as a coach, they still need to have a fitness program, Shakeology, performance, whatever, because you cannot do this job, you cannot be a coach and not be following a fitness program and not be getting your own results. It's just impossible. You have to be the product of the product. It all starts with you being the product of the product, okay? The more you stay consistent, sorry, my battery's dying. The more you stay consistent, the more you build trust with your audience, okay? That's how it works. So, if someone tells you, if you're going to sign someone up for a $45 coach fee to get them signed up, and somebody tells you they can't afford $45 to sign up, my next question to them or my next statement to them is going to be, listen, I can appreciate what you're saying to me, but that should be a sign that you need this opportunity, that you really need to take a look at this opportunity. Because that's what you got to say to people. If they don't have $45 to sign up as a coach, and maybe you ask them because they're already working out, they're already getting results, or they were challenging in your group and they're getting great results, right? And you invited them because you're like, you could really kill it at this. And they tell you they can't afford $45 to sign up, then that's a red flag. And you need to tell them that, because if you don't tell them, they're not thinking that way, right? So if you don't say the words to them, hey, listen, you know, I can appreciate what you're saying to me right now, and I get it. I really do. But if you're struggling to come up with $45 to do something that you want to do, then I think you really need to take a second look at this opportunity, because it could change your life, right? You need to be able to say that to someone. Or maybe the conversation goes, okay, you know, I can appreciate that you don't have the money to sign up as a coach, but if money wasn't an issue, would you sign up as a coach? Would you do this with me? And if they're like, yeah, I'd love to, then you can say to them, well, you know what? If that $45 to get you started is an issue, then maybe you really do need to take a second look at this, because this could really help, right? Anybody can find $45. Honest to God, if someone really, really wants to do this, they could go to their mom, their husband, anywhere and borrow $45 and then help them. Then the next step is to help them make it back, right? And that's what you would even say to them. Hey, listen, they could even go sell something and make $45. Do a yard sale and make $45. There's always a way. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Okay, so I want you to work on your homework tonight about your challenger Island A challenger, your Island A coach. Really think about it, really work on it, because tomorrow when we do our marketing calendar for the month, I'm going to simplify your lives, make it super, super easy for you. You will never say to me, I don't have time to do this, Colleen, because I'm going to call bullshit on you. If you tell me you don't have time to do this, I'm going to call bullshit, because I'm going to make your life super easy, okay? So make sure you tune in tomorrow, and we will talk about how you take what you're working on today, how you take that and make yourself a marketing calendar for the month, so that you always know what you're doing, when you're doing it, what you're working towards, and what you're going to be posting about. Yay! Yay! Easy life. All right? Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.